Hello, I'm Andrew. I'm 56 years old. Been married to Julie for 25 years. We've got two sons aged 22 and 20. 2 years ago that statement would have been a surprise because we then thought we had a son and daughter. We woke up one morning in October 2015 to find a 4-page letter explaining that he was bisexual, which wasn't a huge surprise to me. I even said to him a few months before then it'd be cool to have a gay in the family. But about 6 weeks later we were given another letter explaining that he was in the wrong body. This one was signed by someone called Arthur, who was a total stranger after 18 years of Emma. This letter was all the more unexpected as we thought that coming out as bisexual was the point at which we could all move on together. The initial reaction was total shock and upset. It turned our world upside down. Emma had been seeing a clinical psychologist at CAMS for about 6 months before this and had been discharged. He initially went having been referred by a GP because he was having panic attacks. And the GP was also worried about his weight. His BMI was 16 and he had low iron and vitamin D levels. The psychologist diagnosed low self-esteem, social anxiety, anorexia, but totally missed being in the wrong body. Emotionally, it's been a real mindfuck. There was some disappointment that he couldn't tell me before, because we've always been an open family. And he'd been known as Arthur for 6 months to his friends, which was hurtful at first, but now we can understand. I said to him we didn't really like the name Arthur, it was too obviously male, and we agreed that it'd be Arthur Charles. For had he been born a male, Charles was on a list of names, so we thought Charlie might be more helpful in the transitioning process. I thought he might want hormones, operations, which would be difficult and not without dangers. I thought his career would be wrecked and life would be really hard for him. I was really down about it at first, and we both went into a grieving process for Emma. We'd lost a daughter. 2 years on though, we're a lot more accepting and almost proud. I know there will be tough times ahead and difficulties with health and emotions, but he's now far happier in himself than he was. He's in a new relationship with a nice, intelligent, grounded female to male who's a few years older and 2 years into treatment. When we found out, we couldn't tell anyone but a few friends and immediate family, but now I'll tell anyone, including you. At the time when we told them, my side of the family were brilliant. Mum, who saw a lot more of him than any other family member, was accepting straight away. Julie's side of the family were really difficult. Some refused to accept it at first, and some even said, oh, it's just a phase. About the worst thing you can say. Having come to terms with this ourselves, we were then trying to support family as well as us. However, they don't often see him, so perhaps it comes as a huge shock. They are now fully supportive. All our friends were totally fine, still are. I am concerned about the side effects of hormones, and any surgery has risks. I'm grateful that he only wants to take hormones at the moment and probably undergo a breast reduction. The hormones might change character, sexuality, who knows. There's not been a lot of support. I did find a Facebook support group for parents of trans children. They held face-to-face meetings. I didn't attend any, but these were held at secret locations for having bricks thrown through their windows, which is a kind of eye-opener really. At the time, a lot of these parents were dealing with, more often, males transitioning to females. The female to male transition seemed a lot fewer in number, and a lot of these were for families of much younger children. Otherwise there wasn't much. Julie needed help from a GP and went into medication. There is plenty of information on the web, and Arthur will now tell me just about anything, will answer any questions I have. But remaining calm and staying close and supportive was probably the best thing I could have done. I will add that CAMS were shockingly inept, and that's an opinion I've encountered regularly. Arthur's managed legalities so far pretty much on his own. He's now changed his name by deed poll to Arthur and has not included Charles. His bank have recognised his new name. He's getting his passport changed, but for some reason HMRC are being difficult and want proof that he's been living as a male for 2 years. Perhaps they need to spend that time getting billions of pounds out of Google and Amazon. As I said, sorry for language, it's been a total mindfuck, and I haven't even gotten started on pronouns. Thanks for listening.